Welcome to the part 2 of the IS200 repair series, boys and girls. Previously, we fixed all the oil leaks it had, mainly the valve cover gasket and the BVTI solenoid O-ring. That is really simple. In today's video, you're going to tackle the timing belt. It's a big job and it's long overdue. Without any further ado, let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first, you're going to have to take all of these belts off. First, I'm going to take off the AC compressor belt off. You just have to undo this tensioner bolt and the AC compressor belt comes off. Secondly, the alternator. First, you have to undo this pivot bolt, and using this tensioner, you can get the required slack to remove the belt. And for the power steering pump, you have this bolt, undo that, and the one on the bottom, you can get the belt out that way.
12mm socket. AC compressor belt out. Next up, alternator bolts, 14mm on the pivot bolts, and follow up with the 12mm onto the adjuster. Don't forget to undo the docking bolt here, again 12mm. To undo the lower power steering bolt, I had to remove this heat shield, otherwise you can't get a wrench under there. This is the other bolt. Undo that, then you can remove the power steering belt. Make sure to undo the water pump bolts before you remove the belt, so it can hold the pulley in place. Drop everything as you remove them. This is very important. I got these small containers from Kmart to sort all my nuts and bolts. Very handy. Okay, making progress. Nice. Okay, next up, time the engine. Take the first piston up to top dead center. So first of all, we have to take the timing belt cover off. Then clean here a bit because you have the timing marks. There are two notches on the crank pulley or harmonic balancer. You had to get the first notch into the 0 point. I'll clean this area a bit, blast it with some degreaser. I'm gonna get the tray underneath so we don't make a mess. Okay, timing cover is nice and clean. You can clearly see the marks now. So these are the two marks on the crank pulley. So one, number two. So you had to get the first one, which is 0, so it's almost there. I'm gonna put a wrench to this and slightly turn the flywheel clockwise. Plus there is a timing mark underneath. I'll take this out and I'll show you. The other one's a bit tricky because this thing is on the way, this bracket. Might have to put this roll socket on. So these bolts comes out. Yikes! Look at that chewed up timing belt. Lucky we caught that in time, people. Otherwise the engine would go on boom boom. I think you're almost in time. Boys, you see there's notch over here. There's a little mark on the cam sprocket. Has to align with that. And this mark has to align with 0. Let's stop dead center. 22. Yes. And we have to rotate this slightly. Just about there. It's dead on. Next up, we can't take the belts unless we take the lower timing cover. For that, we have to take the harmonic balancer out. So this is the part I need a hand. This is the crank pulley holder. Comes with bolts. You basically run this through like this. So there are two holes in the harmonic balancer. You have to align these two to that two bolts, and someone can hold while I undo the crank pulley. 22mm with the breaker bar. And hopes and dreams, because the crank ball wouldn't budge with that small breaker bar. It took a bit of while for us to realize that. 2, 3. After some trial and error, I decided to give my bigger breaker bar a chance, but it still slipped the pulley holder tool. Then I quickly ran to the hardware store and grabbed a long steel pipe, slid that bad boy on top of the pulley holder tool to get more leverage. This is the crank pulley bolt. So next up, we had to get the pulley puller tool ready. You basically have to put 2 supplied bolts to the matching slots and thread them into the crank pulley and tighten the middle stud to pull the pulley. Geez, that is too much pulls and pulleys on that sentence. Hey, careful, this is very heavy. There's the big guy. Crank pulley. Next up, you have to take this lower timing cover off. We have different lengths of bolts. So these are outer bolts. Longer ones normally go into the middle. So this bracket is on the way. You have to just wiggle it around. Okay. Still lower timing cover. Next thing would be to take the tension off the belt. So to take the tension out, you put your 12mm hex socket rotated clockwise to get the tension out of the belt. So you can see I already did it, and you put an Allen wrench or something to the locking hole and lock the timing tensioner. 8mm. So don't let this pin go, otherwise you won't be able to put it back in. Next, the idler pulley comes off, followed by the very tired timing belt. Let's retire this poor thing. And before we put the new one on, let's give the area a proper cleanup. You thought it was a BMW, right? No, it isn't. Trust me. So everything's nice and clean. Let's start putting everything back together, starting with the tensioner, timing belt, and the idler. The torque specs for the tensioner is 42.5 Newton meters. Here's the brand new timing belt. Let's put it on. Unfortunately, I think I forgot to hit the record button when I installed it. Next, the idler pulley goes on. Torque specs are 37 Newton meters.
Pull the pin to release the tensioner. Okay, everything torqued to spec. Let's check the timing next. I think we have to put the lower timing cover on before we put the pulley on. What a genius. Let's remove the pulley again and get the lower timing cover on so we can see the timing marks. Here you go. To check the timing, we have to rotate the crank 2 times clockwise, and the cam sprocket should complete 1 full rotation. And the timing mark should align again after these 2 cycles. Do this a couple of times to make sure, because these are interference engines. The last thing you want, piston making out with valves.
See, that's perfect. That's that. That's that after 2 cycles.
Okay, it's the next day here, so we decided to change the tensioner for a brand new one and the idler pulley, because we tried using this, but I have my doubts. The spare rings make a little noise, so we're gonna change this and this for a brand new set, which is good for a peace of mind. Okay, this is the tensioner. Can see no sound at all.
This one is definitely shot.
Here's the idler pulley. Also, no sound at all.
So let's install these brand new pulleys on, recheck the timing, and put everything back together.
You can see the bell is tight. Let's recheck the timing. Okay, the engine is in time, so the next thing is to do just button up everything of the crank pulley bolt, 220 Newton meters. Then it's a matter of buttoning up everything and finally putting the radiator and fill it up with coolant and start the engine.
I had to take off the timing cover back off to reapply the rubber seals that comes with it. Getting this back on was a real struggle because it was stretched due to its age. After a while fiddling with it, got it right back on. The lower timing cover is back on for good. Let's move on to the crank pulley next.
Put the pulley back.
The crank bolt goes back in with some red Loctite. And recheck the timing for the one last time for good measures. Yep, the timing is perfect.
So the crank pulley bolt, you have to torque this to 220. So for this, we have to get the big guns out, the big torque wrench. So this is 1/2 inch drive, 60 to 360 through to job. We're at 220, 0 here. With this, lock the crankshaft. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Nice. Very good.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is timing belt done and dusted. Let's button everything up and start the engine. Adjustable 39 Newton meters, the pivot bolt 58 Newton meters.
Okay, all the pulleys are done, tensioned. Next up, I had to put the radiator in, and all is left to put the coolant in, start the engine. Fingers crossed.
So everything's buttoned up. Let's fill this up with coolant and bleed the system. This is the last step before starting. Let's also connect the battery. Okay, the battery's on. Let's put the coolant in.
Let's go through, let's check for leaks. No leaks at the moment. For the rest, I have to start the engine, keep the water pump going so it can pump it through the system. Okay. See high, heater to the top. Let's see again. Just crank it up. This goes nothing. Alright. It's on. Let's go, boys. Let's go to the front. Everything looks good. Sounds good. You can see it's bubbling. No leaks. We had to get the system to temperature now. Charging's good. See the heat's coming up.
There's a one happy customer, ladies and gentlemen.
It's blurring, baby. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, good. Very nice.
So the car is running perfect and smooth as butter. We ran it to temperature until the thermostat opened and the fan kicked in. That is another chapter done. Not bad for my first timing belt job. All that left to do was to install the under tray and get the car off the jack stands. If you enjoyed this series, please don't forget to like and subscribe. More awesome stuff coming on your way. And let me know what you think about this short series in the comment section. And if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. And if you haven't seen the previous video that leads up to this one, please go and check that out. And as always, until I see you in the next one, keep wrenching.